All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here. You're going to need your pull-up bar, and you could do like a t-shirt or a towel or something, but really it's just some basic movements, some core work and some basic movements. All right, so we're starting out with a plank on our elbows. We're going to do a crunch. So we're going to be on our plank. We're going to do a crunch from our elbow to our opposite leg, and then we're going to extend out. Again, we're just looking for our core stabilization here. All right, we'll do a certain number on each one. I don't know. I'm just going to wing it today. I've got my numbers, but maybe I'll adjust them. So I'm down here on my elbows in that Sphinx position. Tuck my shirt in so we can. And you should be down here too. So I'm here. I've got a flat back. I'm going to come in and crunch, and then I'm going to extend. I'm going to return, and so are you. Then I'm doing the other side. Crunch and hold, return to middle, and then I extend and hold. So we're just going nice and slow through the movement. And we're only going to go through this once. And that's all I'm doing here. So that's all you're doing. I'm going to crunch and extend. Now, as you're doing these, if you find yourself not being able to extend, maybe you just extend your arm only. Don't extend your leg. That's a modification. Here. I crunch, I hold, I extend, make myself tall. Let's do 4 more of those. Keep going. But as I'm doing them, I'm going slow. It's not a race. Crunch, and I extend. I hold. Should do about 2 more. When we extend our legs, looking for you to extend your heel, not your toes. Your toes make your knee bend. So extend your heel like you're standing on the wall behind you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stand up now. And same type of movement here. We're going to do our standing, one-legged, balance, warrior 3 positions. That was kind of sloppy. And then we stand up tall, and crunch our knee to our elbow. All right, so we'll sort of set the rhythm. We're going to do 8 on each side. So let's go. I'm going to stand here, extend my fingers, stand back up and reach. Get my balance and my posture again. Here comes my number 2. I extend, get my balance. I crunch and hold. That's 2. That's the rhythm. All right, and when I do it, I extend, I make myself tall both ways. I'm on number 4 right now. Now I'm on number 5. Extend my heel, extend my fingers, fall down a little bit. And 5. If you've already finished a side, you went too fast, and you get to do extra. Keep my pace, my tempo. I'll let the dog go now. All right, I've got 1 more on this side. Extend and hold. Up and crunch. Now I go to the other leg. Go right into it. Again, I'm extending my heel. Extend my fingers. Stand up, do my crunch. This is our speed. If you're falling down, then maybe when you extend out, you don't extend your arms, you just extend your heels. And you get to your balance over time. But our balance and our ability to stabilize and hold ourselves in these straight lines, and then be able to change our plane from horizontal to vertical, and then being able to regain that line. Those are important details. Important for swimming, and I know some of you guys listened to this for 3 straight months when we were doing this, but it hasn't changed. Except my balance has now changed. I'm not as good as I used to be. All right, so keep going. You got about 2 or 3 more. So my dog's trying to get back in the room now. One more. All right, so things a lot of slow movements, nothing too exciting. A lot of slow movements here. I'm doing an inchworm. We're doing a single leg inchworm into a push-up. All right, here we go. Hang on, my dog's trying to get back in. You want to come back in? Okay. All right, so I'm going to be on one leg. I do my inchworm. So instead of coming down like this, I do it with one of my legs off the ground. My hands come down next to my feet. I walk out. I do a slow push-up. I walk my hands back to my feet, and then I stand back up. All right, so I'm going to do it again. I walk my hand, I squat down. Right? I'm trying not to bend forward like this. You keep going. If you're doing it right, just keep going. I'm talking. So I go down. Hopefully my butt goes down. And then I walk myself forward. I do the push-up. Now when I walk back, I deliberately keep my butt really low. I stand up tall. I want to do, let's just do 6. 6 per leg. You should be, somewhere around number 4 right now. If you've already done 6 on both legs and you didn't do a good job, you keep your eyes forward when you go down. Keep your shoulders back when you go down. But when I'm here back ready to stand up, I'm not sitting here with my butt in the air to stand up. I keep my butt low and come up as a unit. Switching to the other leg. Come down. Then I walk forward. Do the push-up. Bring my hands back towards my feet. Now, I'm like this. I need to lower my hips and then raise my head. Down. We can move quick, or we can slow down and do it correctly. I think we should choose B. And that's 3 for me. Okay, 2 more. You go to stand up, lower your butt. That way, you're not tempted to have your hips up like this, check to make sure your hips are lower than your shoulders. Stand it up. All right, we're doing a pull-up. So I use just a standard little in your doorway pull-up bar. Should have had one. We warned you guys a week ago. Some of you guys have been doing this for a while. I'm looking for 8 to 12 pull-ups. Anywhere in that range is fine. Anything lower than that range isn't good enough. You can use a chair, use a stretch cord, use anything you need to use to get to that number. 8 to 12. This is what I use, one of these things. All right, you hook it up into your door. And if you have to use your legs to help yourself, you use your legs as little as possible, but you use them. All right, so why did I disappear? So I had to move my pull-up bar to a completely different part of the house. So I couldn't use the doorway that's right here. So what did I do? I got up and I left, set it up in a different doorway, down a hallway, and now I've returned back. You may need to do that. Maybe you're working out in this room, but you got to run all the way to your garage to go do your pull-ups. Then you go do that. You don't say, well, it was inconvenient, so I skipped that move. No, that is the wrong mindset. I know it's day one, so I'm trying to be very slow and patient on some of these things, but the things I normally hear is the reasons why someone didn't do it, not, ways that people found solutions. So more solutions. If you've got an issue, make sure you've got it fixed by coming up with a solution. All right, we're just going to a side plank. Side plank. You can go on your elbows here. This is fine. All right. In fact, I prefer that over hand. You're more likely to hurt your hand, your wrist. So we're just going to go to side plank. We've done this a lot of times. Feet are stacked on top of each other. You can go arms up. So I'm just here. I'm going to raise my leg just 10 times. 10 times I'm going to raise my leg, and so are you. Go ahead and go. Now when we do this, those who have been doing this for a while know, I do not want the toes up. I want the toes forward or down. You raise your heel up. Okay? You do not want the toes to go up. You may not be able to see that very well because you have to look at my video. If you've got a mirror, use the mirror. Other side. Other side. You can go hands on your hips or arms in the air. Then I'm starting with 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to raise my heel. Maybe you look at your foot. There's all sorts of things you can be doing to make sure you're not getting those toes pointing up. All right, so we're going to just settle into a nice core movement here. It's just we're going to roll back and then stop in our boat position here, okay? We're going to do this for about 16 times. And I'll show you a modification if you're just not capable of doing it yet. All right, so I roll back. I can even have my hands behind my knees, doesn't matter. I'm here, and then I set up and I hold. Okay? And then I just roll back. I set up, I raise my heels, I then raise my hands and hold. That's 2. My chest is open, shoulders are back. I'm not reaching forward and rounding my back. I'm just extending my arms. It's 3. Roll. I raise my heels, hold my shoulders back, raise my thumb. It's 4. So I check my posture. So my hands are only above my knees. My hands are not out by my feet. Raise my heels. Just raise my hands to be this parallel with my legs. Here. Go back, go forward. Here, I'm here. Now, modification, because I'm not really good at that. Maybe I step up, I stop here, and I put my elbows on the ground. And then I can sit up, roll back, put my elbows on the ground, raise my heels and hold it. You can sit up. That's a modification if you're up there doing this, okay? If that's what you're doing, then, you know, so that when you get here, maybe you drop back to your heels and you hold this. So I prefer this. Roll, extend, but you can't do it. Elbows go on the ground, extend those heels and hold. 3 more. Roll back, heels, posture, hands. Roll back, heels, posture, hands. 1 more, last one. Heels, hands. All right, that's it. All right, so we're gonna do half push-ups. We're just gonna do half push-ups. I'm not looking for full push-ups. I just want a half push-up or a quarter push-up. Doesn't matter. So a full push-up would be us going down and up. I just want you to go halfway. Or not even halfway. Why are we only going halfway on these? Because I just want you to keep your back flat, back straight. All right, and I don't want you rounding your shoulder blades at all. We're just gonna do this for about 40 seconds. So I'm just gonna be here and I'm gonna go. Just gonna go about halfway and back. If you need to do them for your knees, also okay. I'm only looking for halfway or quarter and just taking our time. Try and keep that back flat, keep the hips in line, and then not letting our shoulders roll and round. So we don't want this right now. Got about 10 more seconds. All right, that's it. Now, back to pull-ups, 8 to 12. Again, use your chair. If you've been doing them with Ophir, you know that it's going to take you 30 seconds to do 8 of them. Because he likes them nice and straight and smooth and no swinging and kicking. So take your time. Everyone does 8 to 12. If you have to stand up after every one, you do that. All right, so that's about how long it should have taken you. If you're still going, that's fine. if it took you like way less, then you probably need to do like 20. All right, so everything's pretty slow movements today. We're to our one leg, we're doing a squat, and what I'm doing here is I'm down. Look, my posture is what matters. I don't want to be here, none of this. I come down, I'm doing a one-legged squat where I drop my butt towards the ground. I try to come down like this. And then I'm trying to, I'm halfway back up again. And then I jump, maintain my balance, and I lower my butt. I keep my chest open, shoulders back, eyes up. I touch the ground right by my toe. And on one leg, I stand up halfway, and I jump to this leg. I want to do maybe 16 total, about that tempo. I'm here, halfway up, I just jump over here. Halfway up, and I jump. This is about the speed I want. I could go way quicker, and so could you. Don't waste your time doing sloppy. This is day one. And before you jump, make sure that, look, I'm down here, I touched. I came back halfway up. I got my shoulders back, chest open, eyes forward. Then I jump. Just like our 4, 3, 2, 1 turns. I'm not just kind of coming through here and going. Taking the time to do the steps. I lower, I raise, check my posture, get my arms going. Then I go. Slow and low, come halfway up. Chest back, shoulders back. My chest is open. You may not be jumping real big right now. That's okay. If you're like me, you haven't done this in a while. But when you're going down, remember, we're not bending forward like this. We're trying to lower our butt towards our heel. Halfway up. I got 2 more. Over. Here's my last one. Slow down. Halfway up. And I jump. Okay. We've got bird dogs. You guys will see bird dogs a lot in the next month and a half. Here, everywhere. So I'm here. I do. My left heel goes to the wall behind me. My right fingers plug into the wall in front of me. And I return. All right, and then it's opposite. So left, then right. I return, and I go into the other side. So you should be joining me now at this point. We're hoping for about maybe 20 total. Maybe 16, I don't know. But as we do this, our goal is to keep our back parallel to the ground, no tilting. We're also trying to pull our belly button in towards our spine and not let it sag. We don't want any sagging, no banana shape backs. Looking for our backs to be flat and strong. And that strength's going to come all the way through our core and our hips and our shoulders. So that's the speed we're looking for. If you've got a mirror, hopefully you're using a mirror. You can always check to see how you're doing. I've got maybe 6 more. One of the big things I emphasized in the spring was, can you see your triceps from your arm when it's up? Like, is my arm in front? Can I turn my head and see my arm? If it is, my arm's not high enough. You should be able to see underneath your arm completely. If you turn your head and you run into your arm, your shoulder and your arm are not raised enough. And if that's the case, then maybe you don't raise your leg. Maybe you only raise your arm until you're actually able to do that. Because doing this, having your arm in the way, just isn't worth your time. So you just don't raise your legs and you get that range of motion, just like you need on backstroke. All right, we're doing a lunge. We're gonna do just maybe 12 to 16 on each leg, then we'll switch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand tall, I'm gonna step back and do a lunge. Then I'm gonna jump up off that foot and just go vertical from there. So I'm here, just gonna jump up. Got it? Step back, up and land. Step back, up and land. We're just doing one leg here. Up and land. Super Mario jumps each time. So when my left leg goes back, my left hand goes forward. And when I jump up, I lift my left knee up, and I raise my right elbow. If you need to work on the specifics, follow me and go slow. Left leg's back, left hand's forward. I step up, my right hand goes up with my left knee. The details that matter. It's like a robot. Let's do 3 more. All right, we're doing the other leg now. If you already did the other leg, you get to do it again. So, making sure that I'm got my right leg back and my right fingers forward, right elbow forward. And when I come up, I drive the opposite. Maybe you're not ready for jumps. Maybe you just need to learn the movement. That's fine. I'm lunge back, I lunge up. Again, learn the movement. Look at me to learn the movement if you're not sure what you're doing. I've got my, when I come up, and then I'm down. Up, and down. Got about 6 more. I'm here. I'm here. This is about the speed. Be deliberate about your elbows and your fingers. Fingers should be open. 90-degree bend at those elbows as you go through those movements. All right. All right, we're just going back to our push-ups here. I just want to do a push-up and then stand up. So we're going to do a push-up, jump our feet to our hands, stand up. It's kind of like a burpee, but not. You can step our feet back, push up, jump your feet to your hands, make sure you're vertical, stand up. Let's go. We'll just do, like 45 seconds of these. We're going slow. I can hop my feet each time. See how I'm kind of like in a frog position here? Nice easy push up. I'm jumping my feet back towards my hands, and then I stand up. All right, I'm not rushing through this. I'm When I jump my feet forward, you see how my butt's up here? I don't want that. My butt low. Stand up. We'll just do 10 more seconds. So you may only get 2 more in the whole one. This is the last one for me. All right, pull-ups. Dog wants back in. Pull-ups. You got your 8 to 12, just on your own. Take your time. It's okay. If you can't do pull-ups, you do negatives, which is you jump to the top of the bar and you make at least a 3,000 count to get back down. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. And you do 8 to 12 of those. Probably more like 8. All right, our last set of movements coming up here, and then we're finished for the day. This is where you can use like a t-shirt or a towel. Look at this, I got a shirt. Nice, relaxing linen shirt. Love linen, so refreshing. But it wrinkles. Always looks wrinkly. We're just doing our V up, switching our towel, or your linen shirt. This is where we're sort of in that same position as before. If you need to put your elbows on the ground because you're not good enough for it yet, then you do that. And then as you get better, you work your way off the ground. It's okay. All right, but we're just gonna do this for about 45 seconds where we're here, and then we bring our feet under, and then we try to come back. All right, let's go. So the key here is when you come back and forth that you are able to pinch your elbows back behind your back. They're not going to touch, but you need to bring your elbows back and your chest open in each direction. So I'm here. I haven't completed the movement, but when I can get to there, I guess I can't bring my elbows back when I'm here. When I'm up on top, elbows go back, chest is open, chin is tall. I'm here. Trying to pinch my shoulder blades together. Or if you can't do those yet, you get here, you put your elbow on the ground, raise your heel, lift your chin, then come back up. Here, I can't have falling. Elbows on the ground, heels up, chest open, chin tall. Just about 10 more seconds. I'm here. I'm there. All right, we've got the introduction to our sit-outs. Hopefully you guys will get to see these a bunch. This one's good to introduce them, our sit-outs. That's when I'm here. I've got my hands and my feet close to each other. All right, hands and feet are close. And what I do is I sit sideways on my butt. I'm gonna face you guys. I leave my hand on the ground. I got my butt on the ground. You see this? And then I come back to the middle. And I go to this side. My hand is still on the ground. My butt's right here by the ground. I'm here. My hip is next to my hand. All right, and what I'm wanting to do is to not actually touch my heel on the ground. I want to see my heels off the ground. I want to go side to side. So my butt touches right next to my hand, and I switch to my other side. If you can't figure it out, watch me and go super slow. I'm gonna do this for about 30 seconds. And eventually we'll be coming through real fast. But for now, we're going slow. Shoulders, try to keep your shoulder blades close to each other. Try not to let your back round out. Try not to go high. Try to stay low and go in straight lines. Again, just learning the movement for a lot of you guys. Extend. Hip next to hand. 5 more seconds. We're good. Oh, we got dead bugs. Dead bugs. I'm on my back. Arms are up. Knees. I'm looking for 90-degree angles everywhere. I'm just a geometry teacher's dream right here. Geometry? I think so. And I'm trying to extend opposite heel and hand. And let's just do about a minute of these as slow as you can go. 1 minute, as slow as you can go. I'll walk you through some different pieces. So, the primary goal on this is to keep your lower back completely flat on the ground. For those of you that have your back arched, you need to put your feet on the ground like I have mine. And you can just do your arms only. 1 arm at a time. Trying to keep your lower back flat on the ground. Anytime your lower back comes off the ground, you've lost the movement every way that you've lost that movement. So you can work on this because most likely it's a range of motion issue with your shoulders where you start lifting your back up. So you got about 35 more seconds. You just keep going at a slow speed. If you can't do it, it starts out by fixing it by keeping your feet on the ground like I have here. Okay? Otherwise, you're here. Things you can also do is extend one leg, return it, and then extend an arm, return, extend one leg again, other leg hopefully, and return, and then lower that arm, and return. And over time, hopefully you're able to get to where you can extend both at the same time. But the key is keeping the belly plugged into the ground beneath you, trying to get your belly button to go through your spine to the ground. All right, 2 more movements and that's it. We're just going back to those half push-ups. Half push-ups, I'm looking for halfway down, halfway up. Just 45 seconds, that's it. We're just going halfway and back. We are not going all the way. Go ahead and start. It's okay to go from your knees. Doesn't make any difference right now. Everyone, even if you've got a shoulder issue, should be able to do. We shouldn't have a shoulder issue because you haven't been swimming. So that should be something you should be fixing. But we're just going halfway and up. And when you get to the top, don't round. Don't let your head move. No chins to the chest. Nothing, just halfway, return. Halfway, return. I'm not even going all the way. See, but it hurts now, I'm tired. Go to your knees. But what I don't want you to do is do the old take a break like this thing. Just keep yourself straight. We only have 10 more seconds. All right, halfway, return. Halfway, return. That's it. Last movement is pull-ups and then we're done. Okay? So either 8 negatives, it's got to be at least a 3,000 from when you start moving. You can't start counting, 1,000, 2,000. So 8 to 12 pull-ups and then we're going to be finished. Okay, guys, so Our Zoom drylands are going to be core and pull-ups and physio ball and pull-ups, things that we can't do in big groups. So plan on being able to do that. It won't always take super long because, we're going to do instruction early on and talk about teaching as opposed to just slamming and being ugly. But if you're doing Ophir, then you'll probably talk to me and figure out a way to maybe drop a day or two because you'll probably be doing stuff with him also. But otherwise, you need to be doing these. And if you say you got class, I record these and post them. So you do them before class, like you do the previous weeks before class. That way you're awake. Because we're supposed to have about 37 people in here, and I got 21. So make sure that you're here each time, unless you and I have talked because you're doing Ophir, you're doing private work with him. That's all we got, guys. We'll catch up this evening, all right? This evening at the J.
Thank you.